this is our new truck. It's a 2022 F350 chassis cab. We special ordered it about 7 weeks ago, I think, maybe 8 weeks ago. So it didn't take long to come in at all. The reason we ordered it so early is because we wasn't sure when it was going to come in, but it came in right on time. So let's have a look around. Alright, so it has the little keypad here to where if you want to leave it and lock, you can just hit these two buttons and it locks it with keys in it if you want to run in the store or something. And it also has these raised buttons where you can wear gloves doing it. You don't have to take your gloves off. You just type your code in and it'll unlock and you can get in. So this is an XLT F350. It's got the mirrors, which are manual. They're power mirrors, but they don't, you know, like telescope out. Everything is like rough textured, which is cool. It won't scratch easy. And you can have a look inside. Alright, so like I said, it's an XLT. It's got all the little controls on the steering wheel for the stereo and everything, cruise control, tilt steering of course. And we have the navigation we ordered. It's just nice to have that big screen with the reverse camera and everything. It's a separate camera because we don't have a bed on it. You know, we have to mount it on our flatbed. And it's got dual glove boxes, which is kind of neat. Not a whole lot of leg room, not a whole lot of room in the cab compared to my F150, but it's plenty big enough. And it's just like the F150 here, you can fit a third person. I'm trying to talk Christina into removing this center section to build a custom console slash compartment, if you will. And back here, not a whole lot of room behind the seat, but it's going to be enough. I'm going to make a tool tray back there to keep certain things. Cloth seats. We bought some Carhartt covers. We just hadn't put them on yet. And we had these on the F-150 for a few years and it did real good. And they're expensive, but it'll save you seats and they're comfy. What else do we have up here? Anything? Oh, we have the upfitter switches, which is kind of neat if you want to do like some lights outside, or I don't know if you want to power something external. So we also ordered the remote start feature, which is very handy, especially in the heat down here. Cool that truck down before we get in, right before we finish the yard. We like the remote start when we're blowing off the yards, and by the time we get in, it's nice and cool. It's got fog lights. I'll pop the hood real quick. So like I said earlier, it's got the 6.2 liter gas. It's a proven engine from what I've heard. It's been in production for well over a decade, so nothing wrong with that. Got the dual batteries on each side. And for those of you who don't know, these are aluminum bodies, so you're not going to have any rust there, and it's a little lighter. So we went with the chassis cab on this truck. I could have got a truck with a bed on it and removed the bed and build the flatbed, but it just seemed like a whole lot of trouble. You don't save any money by going with a chassis cab, but what you do get is upgraded springs for the load and extra fuel capacity. This has a 40-gallon fuel tank located in the rear, and the one that comes with the bed has a 26-gallon, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is, and it's located closer to the cab, and you would have to deal with the spout and everything, trying to get that to work. So I didn't want to deal with all that. Plus you'd have to store the bed after you pull it off in case you ever sell it, or just a whole bunch of fuss. So we opted for the chassis cab. That way it would arrive with a nice flat foundation, and I can go ahead and build a flatbed for it. So our intentions for this is to eliminate our trailer. Here's our trailer over here, and you can see we got a zero turn and a stander on there. With those two mowers together, it's about 11 foot. So what we're going to do is probably a 9-foot bed. The 9-foot comes right up to the end of the frame here, up to the cab. And we're going to have a 3-foot dovetail on the back. So we should have enough room to do what we need to do. The rims over here, the XLT comes with some 18s. I think they're like 18 by 9s. And this is an all-season tire. I didn't go for the off-road or anything because I don't plan on going off-road too much on it. But it is a 4-wheel drive with 373 gears. So the bed that I'm going to make for it is going to be 78 inches wide, and which will bring it about right here on the tires. I didn't want the tires tucked away completely because I want to be able to see them in the mirror, just for purposes of, you know, maneuvering in and out of properties. I want to know where that tire is at, and plus if I did need it any wider, I can always add on to it. So some more options we ordered on this truck was the steps and the mud flaps on the front, and I like the way that looks, and the steps work really good. I like it better than the F-150. So a lot more real estate down there for your foot. I'm sure a lot of people's going to ask in the comments, so do you save any money getting the chassis cab because you don't have a bed on it? Absolutely not. It's the exact same price. Like I said earlier, I just didn't want to have to deal with removing the bed and storing the bed or trying to sell it, and plus not having that nice flat surface. Also, the chassis cab is I think it's about 3 inches longer than the one that actually comes with the bed. The one with the bed, your options are like a 142-inch wheelbase. This is a 145-inch. And that was another reason I went with the chassis cab. I needed as much length as I could get on the back end. We picked this up a couple of weeks ago. We haven't had a chance to really show you guys because we've just been non-stop busy. But I don't know if you can tell, it's raining right now and there's water everywhere. It's been raining for 36 hours straight. We've gotten 10 inches of rain, and I don't know what we're going to do this week. But just wanted to show you all the truck. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think.